Today, in Africa, we travel to the West African country of Guinea, where a coup took place under the command of Colonel Mamady Doumbouya, who a few months ago was holding an umbrella for the now former president Alpha Conde. In a dramatic turn of events, the man holding the umbrella took a few steps to become the new de facto Guinean president, having ousted his former boss. So who exactly is Mamady Doumbouya? 5th of September at exactly 2 p.m., Colonel Mamady Doumbouya, the head of the Special Forces Group, SFG, an elite army unit responsible for protecting the president Alpha Conde, declared he had been toppled. "We will no longer entrust the politics to one man. We will entrust it to the people. There have been many deaths, injuries, and tears for nothing," said Colonel Doumbouya. Doumbouya went on to cite mismanagement, corruption, and bad governance that had previously reigned in Guinea as the major reasons for the coup. He also announced the establishment of the National Committee for Rally and Development, CNRD, to govern during this transition period. He went ahead to announce the freezing of the accounts of all former dignitaries, and the release of political prisoners has also taken place. Doumbouya and his men received overwhelming support and backing from the opposition in Guinea, with some opposition leaders who had earlier left the country even returning. In fact, the main opposition leader, Cellou Diallo, said the army had made an historical act that completes the fight that was started by pro-democracy groups. He urged the army to ensure that there was national reconciliation. Back to Doumbouya. Now, to explain Doumbouya's rise, we need to go back in 2018, when Conde established a commanding force called the Special Forces Group, entrusting it to Lieutenant Colonel Mamady Doumbouya as one of his most trusted military leaders. In recalling Doumbouya, President Conde was hastening his demise. Now, two reasons explain in part why President Conde could have picked Doumbouya to lead the Special Forces Group. First, Doumbouya has an attractive and a solid military background that would appeal to any autocrat or dictator on the continent. Now, aged 41, Doumbouya served in the French Foreign Legion, where he rose to the rank of Master Corporal before being called to command the SFG. A graduate from École de Gaulle War College in Paris, he has more than 15 years of military experience that included missions to Côte d'Ivoire, Djibouti, Central African Republic, Afghanistan, among other places. Doumbouya is also an expert in defense, management, command, and strategy, having undergone specialist training in Israel, Senegal, United Kingdom, as well as Gabon. In describing Doumbouya, the spokesperson for the Ministry of Defense in Guinea said he was colossus with an impressive physique. Now, secondly, Doumbouya was made the head of the SFG partly because he comes from the same tribe as Conde. They also come from the same region, known as Kankan, east of the country, and they belong to the same ethnic group, known as the Malinke. Now, to Conde, this was the perfect bodyguard. On his return to Guinea in 2018, Mamady Doumbouya was promoted to Lieutenant Colonel and was entrusted with creating and managing the Special Forces Battalion. The SFG was equipped with modern weapons and tactics to protect Conde and to crack down on post-election dissent, given that Conde had changed the constitution to award himself a third term. The group's ranks grew from 200 men to 500 men, stationed in Kalia in the Forakia commune. With time, it became better armed and trained, and so Doumbouya gained power. After the 2020 presidential elections, Doumbouya started making more demands. He asked to install a detachment of the Special Forces in Kaloum, in a wing of the People's Palace building. The President Conde accepted with no hint of doubt. Now, this move was significant because it meant that the SFG was now situated less than a kilometer away from Sékou Toureya, the presidential palace, and a few minutes' walk from Camp Samore Touré, which houses the main administrative machinery of the military. That includes the Ministry of Defense, General Staff of the Armed Forces, among other institutions. For several months leading to the coup, Colonel Doumbouya and his unit tried to even gain more power and control. He showed his desire to empower the SFG more than the Ministry of Defense. Colossus felt so big that he even refused to answer summons from the Minister of Defense, which prompted questions in the corridors of power about Doumbouya's intentions, which appeared to be increasingly less royal. Now, this is where Mali comes in. Events that took place in Mali in August 2020 reinforced these fears when Assimi Goïta staged a successful coup. Assimi and Doumbouya are friends who became close when they met during a flintlock exercise training that the Americans had conducted in Burkina Faso in 2019 that was only meant for special forces in the region. It was on this occasion that Lieutenant Colonel Mamady Doumbouya and the current leader of Mali, Colonel Assimi Goïta, became friends. Their friendship did not go unnoticed by the President Condé. When Assimi took power in Guinea, Condé's fears were realized. Personalities within the regime, such as Mohamed Diane, the Minister of Defense, were also open about these fears. So, together with the president, they devised means to decapitate Doumbouya's military strength as well as arrest him. With support from the Turkish military cooperation, a decision was made to create a counter-elite unit to counter the SFG. This unit came to be known as the Rapid Intervention Group, the GIR. As mistrust grew, rumors began circulating in Conakry about Doumbouya's arrest. Now, from that point, whenever Doumbouya went to the capital, Conakry, he was always surrounded by many of his men. It was only a matter of time on who would strike first, and from how things panned out, Doumbouya was a few steps ahead of Condé. And so, Condé got punished and eventually deposed. Now, in the weeks that led up to the coup, Doumbouya's men of about 100, they were undergoing training by the Americans since July 2021, leading to some to think that maybe the Americans were somehow involved in the coup. However, the US government has strongly denied these allegations. So, Doumbouya, aged 41, is now the second youngest president on the continent at the time, with his close friend and ally, Assimi Goïta of Mali, who also came into power through a coup, being the youngest at just 38. Now, just so you know, Paul Biya of Cameroon is the oldest at 88. While in France, Doumbouya married a French gendarmerie officer and had 3 children. He even acquired French nationality. Colonel Doumbouya is also among the 25 Guinean officials the EU has been threatening to sanction for human rights abuses committed in recent years under President Condé. However, after the takeover, he told the nation, "We will learn from all the mistakes we have committed to all Guineans." Colonel Doumbouya also quoted the late Jerry John Rawlings, saying, quote, "If the people are crushed by their elites, it is up to the army to give the people their freedom." He concluded by saying that Guinea is a beautiful country. We do not need to rape Guinea anymore. We just need to make love to her. It is too early to tell if Doumbouya will hand over to civilian leadership. However, hints of inspiration from Jerry John Rawlings, the former ruler of Ghana, hint that maybe Doumbouya is likely to follow in the footsteps of Rawlings, who resigned from the military in 1992, founded a political party, and became the first president of the Fourth Republic of Ghana. Got re-elected, and after 2 terms according to Ghanaian constitution, he gave up power peacefully. Well, it's too early to tell, as Colossus with an impressive physique has very many inspirations, and it's too early to know which one will actually take hold of him. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this episode, please endeavor to subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and also let's meet in the next episode. Bye-bye.